10 a.m., let's get the Polk County Commissioners Court meeting for July 21st. This is a workshop session. So if you would, please silence all of your cell phones or any other devices, and we will get started. Do we have anyone that signed up for public comments?
No, ma'am.
Very well. So for the budget workshop, first we're going to receive the tax assessor collectors 2025 no new revenue and voter approval tax rate calculations and verification of collection rate. Is Tatum here today?
She cannot be here. No, she couldn't be here today.
Okay. So the approval rate, the voter approval rate with no new revenue is 0.5986, which is what we placed in our budget. So we can go through we'll start going through the budget now, because this budget is based on that rate. The only thing that that Tatum has not received yet is the rolling stock, but we do not see that going up, and it would not affect the rate significantly. Okay, so if you turn to page 1, you can see that the certified values, the amount of change on the certified values was 12.22%, which is $643,405,020. The mineral decreased by 17.23%. And at this point in time, our rolling stock, the estimate is also lower than previous, and it's down by 6.23%. So the net value for budgeting is up 11.89%. I don't think any of us are surprised by that, given the number of subdivisions and the growth that we've seen across the county. For this budget, we calculated a 96% collection rate, and that comes from Tatum. She's very comfortable with that. So now if you look at the bottom of your page 1, you can see what the tax rate was. The tax rate in 2024 was 0.5830. For 2025, it was 0.6092. And for this one, it is 0.5986 for this budget. Out of that, you have to pay your debt first. That's the first part that must be paid prior to distribution into other funds. Of that, 9.2125 is our debt service and delinquent, including both of them. The general fund rate is 64.4343%, which is no change from previous. And the road and bridge fund rate is 26.3532, which again is no change from the previous budget. Okay, so that brings us to the base rate. Base funding for road and bridge for all 4 precincts is $8,730,382.36. The distribution that we discussed last time as well was precinct 1 to receive 22%, precinct 2, 23%, precinct 3, 27%, and precinct 4, 28%. And if you will recall, that's based on the formula that includes the wooden bridges, etc. So the increase for the commissioners, the increase is $816,671.84, and that's at the very bottom of your page 2. So that will be distributed along with the other monies based on those formulas. Any questions so far? Okay, turn to the next page. This is our debt schedule. You'll notice that the 2018 tax notes have dropped off. Those tax notes were at 2.87%. In 2027, the jail expansion will drop off, And so if you look at the bottom of the page, the 2027-2028, you'll see what a drop will occur in terms of the debt rate. So the drop will be from $2,834,845 to $1,255,027. So the judicial center is gone, which is part of what has allowed us to drop this down. One thing I do want to point out is the tax notes for 2018 are at 2.87%. The 2019 tax notes are at 2.3%. The 2020 tax notes are at 1.2914%. The 2021 tax notes are at 1.209991. And so you can see why, and then the series 2022 tax notes are at 2.3253. So you can see that our interest rates that we're paying on our tax notes is pretty low. That's part of why we've had increased depository interest, because we're getting more money than what it's costing us for holding that money right now, so that we can get it expended. Okay, the next page is the road and bridge budget debt. The combined budget debt is $73,094.54. With precinct 1, $19,186.22. Precinct 2, $25,670.14. The debt requirement for precinct 3 is 0. And the road and bridge 4 is $28,238.17. Any questions with that? Okay, the capital purchase projections, nothing has changed from the previous review of the purchase projections. We will have added on here, when we get to the vehicles, you're gonna see that we will have added on the JPs. So the JPs will be receiving vehicles. So the total, at this point in time, the total capital purchase projections is $528,783.89. Until we completely approve, then there may be some additions or changes to this. So our prior tax notes that are not yet retired, for 2019, it's $1,750,000. For 2020, $865,000. 2021, $500,000. 2022, $5,875,000. 2023, it was $690,860, but there was no issue because that's when we paid with depository surplus. 2024, what was originally intended was $444,221, and again, that was paid with suppository surplus. Then in 2025, there was no issue of tax notes because all the purchases were budgeted. Okay, your next page, saying you've seen this page as well already, and that is the all the vehicles, and with the last meeting, the vehicles for the JPs was included. Any questions on that? Okay, keep in mind that the vehicles are budgeted, but the the light bars and everything that law enforcement requests, that's in the capital purchase projections. So that's the difference. Okay, so this budget, we'll move on into the budget. This budget includes a $3,000 raise for all employees across the board, including the district judges, staff, and the auditor staff. And this budget right now has $285,000 available for discretionary raises. We may have some changes. It just depends on what happens within the next few weeks. Anything that comes up, we will let you all know. And then, the rest of it is just already, what we did do is we did put the discretionary, we did the same thing that we did last time. So if you go to page 6 of 99, you're gonna see the salaries part-time and the discretionary salary pool. And so what we do is we always put everything that's going to be available. If we have additional monies that become available for discretionary, for the discretionary pool, then that's where it will all go. And then, once we get through the budget process, then we will break it down and give it to each elected official or department head to move forward as they see fit. Okay, you all have now basically had this budget for 3 weeks. Do you have any questions? Comments?
And we will vote on this next Monday, or
Yes, sir.
Monday week?
On Tuesday.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, we will vote on the tax rate, we will vote on everything, including, let's see, elected officials'
29th.
salaries, yes, sir, on the 29th. We will vote to publish the proposed increases in salaries, all elected officials have been notified. We will vote to approve the capital purchase projections, which is what's in here. And we will officially receive the tax rate calculations because Tatum doesn't want to have the rolling stock obviously in there before she, but this is based on the best case scenario, and actually it's a very logical one. So our tax rate should not go up. And then we will schedule the public hearings for the tax rate and for the budget. Does everybody have a final list of the elected
I'm sorry, I
officials?
forgot to print that before you.
Yeah, let's get them a copy of that.
List of what?
What was decided last week for elected officials?
Oh.
So that way everybody will have all the information in front of them, even though we've discussed it and voted to move forward, right? Then that way you will have it. Okay, are there any questions on any of this?
Well, I'm just thinking dollar, okay, and spending money to the floor. It source up the queue with jailers.
For what?
Jailers, $3,000, is that gonna get us some jailers or not? So we spending a lot of money.
We are looking at other options. You have to keep in mind that with county government, okay, let me play the scenario for you. Everybody in this office has the same problem. The clerks have a problem. If we don't have good people in the clerk's office collecting money, then we don't have money to pay jailers or anybody else. Do I think that jailers need more money? Yep. Am I looking for ways to get it? Yep.
Well, I just don't, and we have the state mandating all this.
And we're doing everything we
Not
can.
your fault, mine, or nobody, but we have to deal with it.
Yeah, everybody does. Every single sheriff in the whole state is dealing with that. And every single jailer is dealing with that as well.
But I just know over there in Louisiana and all the transport back and forth, it's cost a fortune.
Yes, sir. And no, it's cost the county taxpayer a fortune.
Well, yeah.
And so, and we're doing everything we can with that. We have also done everything we could to get indigent defense grant program started in the county. And so we're waiting to hear from that. Right now, we did not make the first round.
We did not want.
We did not make the first round. We did not make the first round of approval. And so now we're just waiting to, we heard from them yesterday. so we haven't gotten them, not yesterday, Friday. So we haven't got an opportunity to visit with, the sheriff in the jail, right now. If we do not make that round, then there's very little assistance that we can provide.
I know me personally, I'd rather see the money stay here than versus spending over there, just like this past month, we spent like $190,000 over there. It's like an average of 150,000 plus, and it keeps going up, you know, if we don't do something.
Well, I don't think anyone disagrees with that. I mean,
Well, one way or the other, county pay it.
yeah, absolutely. So obviously, we would prefer for it to stay here. You know, I mean, that's a no-brainer. But everybody deals with the same cost of living, everybody deals with the same, and so we can, and like I said, we're looking at several other options right now. And when we have an answer, if we do, then we will certainly bring it to the board. And the indigent defense was a very good potential answer. Because what that does is it puts attorneys here whose first obligation would be to go straight to the jail and help ease the load that's out of the jail.
Well, I believe everybody needs to be taken care of,
I agree.
but I also feel sometimes there's some departments that sometimes you have to up them, you know, to get them where we can be established, you know. This losing jailers and losing deputies and stuff is a constant battle. and
Yeah, well, it's a
stuff.
constant battle for everybody, that's the part that SB
Well, no,
22
but-
brought all of law enforcement up higher than everybody else and it also helped the DA's office.
Well, I feel like everybody's job here just as important as anybody. I feel it, I do. But also looking at the dollar
Okay,
going
then,
out for the county.
then you
So the
all
state
need
is
to look
mandating.
at this budget, and you need to tell me who you want me to take money away from. So let me know where you wanna take money out. It's a whole lot easier to take money out of a budget. I think I said this last time, it's a whole lot easier to take money out of a budget than it is to add. Right now, there's $285,000 in discretionary funds. That's what I'm telling you is in there. If you think that also we have employees that do not deserve $3,000 as a baseline increase, well then you need to let me know so that I can also notify those elected.
Well, I'm just saying,
officials.
and I'm just, scenario here, just a number. We give everybody $3,000 raise, and I'm all for it straight across the board. I am. Here, I am just picking numbers. So, we paid $700,000-800,000 that year extra than what we would, because we got them all over in Louisiana. Because what it would have been, either way, we paid for it, either way.
I know that, I'm well aware
So
of
it's
that.
gotta come out of somewhere.
Well, it is, right now, it's coming out of empty vacant spaces. I cannot generate jailers, and I'm sure if Larry could generate the jailers, he'd have them all over the place. And every single jail in the entire state of Texas is going through this. Every single sheriff's department is struggling with it. And I'm not disagreeing with them. I'm not disagreeing with them at all. We added 2 deputies, we added an LVN. We have agreed that if they are able to to fill those vacancies, right? They requested 10 additional jailers, right? And so we've set aside those monies that we're prepared to be able to fund those jailers. But first, how many vacancies do y'all have right now?
8.
8?
In the
I mean, they're
jail.
closing the gap, it was 17.
We have 24 overall, the entire sheriff's department.
Yeah, but the money we're spending over there, even if we was able to give them,
If they had the staff, it wouldn't be going over there.
well, if we paid them more money, they would be going. And kept jailers here.
Then tell me where to generate the money from. And hopefully,
Well, we can generate the money by, instead of spending it over there, give them more money so they can get pay the jailers here, and then we can have more money here for them, and then we wouldn't be spending. For the money we're spending over there, we can spend it here.
so you're
And
saying that last
jailers.
month we spent $190,000?
It's, this month's gonna be around that, yes, ma'am.
What's
We're
that?
housing more inmates over there, so this month, we don't have the total yet, that's gonna be around.
Okay,
It's gonna be more than the last 2 months, for sure.
And that's over $150,000.
The last month, yeah, was 150.
And if I could, the sheriff's looking for another, the contract that we were gonna sign, they wanted to actually charge us for empty beds, you know, I think it was $20 a day.
Yeah.
The situation is right now, the facility that we're at, they're running out of beds because it's just not our county that's in there. So, you know, right now, our county's at 154. I got 2 more officers that are leaving for another agency. And so that's gonna put me down even more. It's hard to find beds over there. The further we go on out, the situation is, when you talk about the transportation, it's even getting worse. Because we're going over there about 3 or 4 times a day. Overtime's being utilized just to do that, not just in the jail, but up top. So-
and I understand that, and there's $285,000 in here for discretionary funds. And so if the court wants to designate that all or the majority of that would go to the jail or would go to the SO, then that's up to them to bring a proposal to us on how to move forward with that. But I don't think that you can turn around and say to everybody else, you can't have a raise because we're gonna give it all to the jailers.
No, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying do that.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, you have to bring me some solutions. Not just we can't keep spending this money. Yes, ma'am?
Is there a potential, and I'm just, I mean, this is sort of what we did at the DA's office, you know, when we first started, and we've been trying to work it to
Yeah.
get back to having enough prosecutors, and I'm still short too, but
Yes, ma'am?
you know, if you fund 10 jailer positions, but you can't get 10 jailers because they're not willing to come for that salary, is there a potential for the sheriff to come back and say, let me take my salary for the 10, divide it by my 8 that I can hire people. When I do that, I know I have 2 unfunded positions, but at least I'll have 8 jailers. And then if I can start to build that money up to get to, now I can hire a 9th jailer and 10th jailer at that price. So take your salary from 10, go to 8, because that's what I had to do at the DA's office. We had to cut position, it was unfunded, that way I could fund to get those positions filled. And now I've worked, I mean, I've been fortunate.
The jail does not have the option of doing that because the jail has to have a certain ratio. They have to have a certain number of jailers per position. See, so he has to have the bodies.
But as long as we are using Louisiana, we have an option to try to retain our current jailers here by doing that And then as
But
we can
cannot-
add jailers, then we
but
can,
As you know, personnel is the biggest expense that anybody has to deal with. So if we commit to take all that money and put it in jailers, well, then the next jailers he needs are gonna have to come in at that rate, and then we can't afford them. So the problem is that we need to not only look at now, but look at the long term. So there's discretionary funds in here. I've been asking not for problems, I've been asking for solutions. And so if you have a solution, then I would like to hear it. But we've had this budget, working off of this budget, this is the 4th week now. And so every time I say, if you have any ideas or you have anything you need for us to consider, please send it to me so that we can take a look at it. We know we need jailers. We know we need to pay more money. We have people that leave from every department that say, I'm leaving because I can make more money over here, or I can make more money over there. Every single department. So if we have ideas, then I need to know it. I need to know, so that we can evaluate it, we can research it, and we can get it in here. Not wait till the last minute to try to spring something, but have it discussed, researched, and evaluated. That's where we are. That's why I'm telling you how much money is available in here. This is how much money is available. So we need a recommendation from court members in a timely manner to where we can research it, find out, and see what we've got, or what other directions, what other options we have for moving forward.
Well, I mean, I'm good with taking all the elected officials' pays away and giving it to them.
Well, the letters have already gone out, so you can't do that now. You've already voted.
What is the budget for the sheriff's department? Total,
It's right in there.
what page?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Sheriff's budget total is on page 31.
Do what?
Page 31 for the sheriff's. And page 27 for the jail. Comes to close to $10 million for those two departments.
So we're looking at another million and a half more than what we had in 25.
Yes, sir.
And I probably should know this, but I'm asking. So after, this is a total budget. So the difference, what we're paying over there, it comes out of this budget right here.
Of what we were proposing. It's in the proposed.
It's a proposed, it would come out of
The
this.
increase is in the proposed budget.
Okay. I don't have an answer. So I mean, if we're through, I'm motion to adjourn.
Okay, well, we have a potential workshop on here for Monday. Do we wanna go ahead and go to Tuesday? Tuesday will be the public hearing for the tax rate and for the budget. The 285,000 is in there. Now, that doesn't mean that that we couldn't potentially make some changes, but we've got to move forward with.
So just to be clear, on the 29th, we're scheduling the hearings and setting the tax rate. On August 12th is actually.
Yes, August 12th is a final. So August 12th will be the final adoption of the budget. Okay, so between now and August 12th, if there's questions or there's concerns, please let me know.
Well, why don't we just go with the potential workshop on Monday too?
Well, we won't have Milt. again. And the final budget, I mean, we can discuss it, we can put a budget discussion on the 10th. But unless you just wanna have a workshop,
Just do it the
but without,
29th.
yeah,
No.
but without some solution or some answers to those questions, then it's hard to. And you don't have to, the final decision, we also went ahead and put potential workshops on August 4th through the 8th for discussion. So the final decision will be on the 12th, right? So that, we still have time. And that gives Tatum some time also to get the comptroller to finally give her the totals on the Rolling Star. So please do not plan anything on the 12th. And whatever day, if y'all wanna go ahead and set up a potential workshop, we can do that. What days are
I'm
usually
here.
better?
Other than this week, I'm here.
What days are usually better for you all?
It don't matter to me.
It really does, it really doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, then we will figure that out. So unless y'all need a workshop for the 28th, I don't see any need.
Okay, now we'll just wait.
Until we have some changes in the numbers or changes in what we have available. And I don't see, 99% of the information is here, so that's not gonna change our voter approval rate. This is part of the reason that you don't wanna press it, because if we do ever reach a point where we have to go out for voter approval, then you wanna have enough time to prepare for that, because that means you're gonna go over the tax rate, and then the voters are gonna have to say yes. Well, we're trying not to. We're trying to stay away from that. Okay, I think I had a motion to adjourn over
Second.
here. Very well.
10:32, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.